Welcome to another Might and Magic 6 video. This is the last video in a short series on how to get through the different phases of the game. I am now in the endgame. So the endgame starts when you have completed all the quests for the council and then retrieved the ancient weapons from the control center. Now, in theory, you are ready to enter the hive and finish the game. The hive is not that difficult as a dungeon. Once you have the blasters and you survive the welcome party that awaits you right after opening this door or this gate, you're good to go. If you take a look at my equipment, it's good, but it's not the best. Yeah, you can improve on that. You can explore the world of Enroth and get better equipment. I think the game wants you to do this because some NPCs point at some of the regions that are still relatively unexplored, but I always have a feeling of saturation when I get at the hive or when I enter the end game, and that's because of this. Tomb of Farn, Castle Alamos, Darkmoor Castle. Yeah, those three dungeons are absolute nightmares, especially Darkmoor Castle slows you down tremendously. And I have a feeling of saturation. I have to go through all three of them, and then yeah, I feel happy to be at the hive and finish the game. Let me show you the town portal, because that shows me the map. Dragon Sand, Hermit's Isle, and Paradise Valley, and most of the time the southern part of Blackshire are relatively unexplored, and there's great items to be found there. Now you have, especially if you completed Darkmoor Castle the classic way, so you didn't blitz it, you have Armageddon for all the clerics and the sorcerers in your party. And this is the spell that we will use to get easier through the end game or exploring the final parts of Enroth and get our equipment. So the first thing that we will do, or that I recommend you to do, is take it to Blackshire and go to the south. You see these lizards. They go down very easy. You don't have to use Armageddon here. You will kill all the citizens. This will negatively affect your reputation. But there's not a lot of monsters here in the southern part of Blackshire. We will do it in a professional way. We have telekinesis. See, those are fantastic rings. Yeah, I can enchant this one, but you can have this kind of enchantments on these rings if you're lucky. But this is basically what you can do in the end game in the southern part of Blackshire. Yeah, get those chests, kill those monsters, get some gold, and also touch the obelisk. It becomes more interesting in Creekspire. So this is the one. Oops, that was wrong. It's my other character that has the beacon to Quickspire. So this well is an important well, gives you plus 30 level temporarily, but every time you touch it and it has recharged, you will spawn monsters in the north of the map. Now, these monsters, I think, if I'm correct, the maximum is 52. And those monsters are the flame drakes. So you can use this well to spawn monsters and then kill them off with Armageddon. So let me demonstrate this. Because during the game and whilst completing all the quests, I have touched this well many times. So I should be able, or I should find now all these drakes that have spawned. So that dungeon over there is Aga's laboratory. There is no quest for it, but it is interesting to complete that quest because there is a cauldron with plus 50 intelligence. It's one of the secrets in the game because you have to meet certain conditions, but it's definitely worth to do. Then you have more to the south. I think it's somewhere here. Yes, there it is. The cave of the dragon riders. Then you have this whole bunch of minotaurs, and I think you already saw them. I will go around a bit. There they are. Those are the flame drakes that have spawned with the well. And let's use Armageddon, because Armageddon says it's the absolute town killer. It does a lot of damage. Okay, I already used it just before saving the game, but I want to just prove my point. Those drakes are affected by Armageddon, but not the Minotaurs. They are immune to this spell. So Armageddon, on paper, is stronger than in reality. But that's the way you can farm a lot of XP. You just use that well, you go to sleep, you recharge the well, touch it again, and the experience that you get from Armageddon is divided on all your characters. So it's not the caster that gets all the experience. That would create some great imbalances. And then, when you have cleared out the exterior part, let me demonstrate what you can do here. The Cave of the Dragon Riders. If you do this dungeon the classical way, you can do it. You can use this spell. Is it Mass Distortion? Yes, Mass Distortion to great effect, but it is rather slow. But once you have the blasters, you can pick up your reward here, because there is no quest for this dungeon, but I think in Warlord's Fortress there is a letter that you find, and it tells you to pick up your reward. And Warlord's Fortress, you have to fight these guys, but it's most of the time a melee fight, because the dungeon of Warlord's Fortress is a small dungeon. You don't have a lot of room to use your bows. But here with the blasters, look at how fast they go down, and the magic that they cast at you is not that big. And also the worms here, let's just, I can take the damage here. So, anyone left? Okay, those two here, those three. You see, and with those blasters you can finish this dungeon fairly quickly. I think the room in the east has the best equipment, but this is a great shield. Maybe this one. Yeah, but there's a lot of great stuff to be found here. Let's take it to the town portal to mist because okay, it's night, but I want to heal my characters. Next region. Hermit's Isle. I think that one is the most difficult of all. Yes, recall. There's a lot of enemies here. Okay, most of them carry items on their corpses, but there's only 2 chests. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of titans here, a big blob. You saw those 2 chests. They contain great items, but it is sometimes RNG. I have had moments when one of these chests was completely empty and the other one was very mediocre. But basically, you have to fight your way through these titans because the titans, all of them are immune to Armageddon. So that's another proof that Armageddon is not always as good as it intends to be on paper. The sea serpents are affected by Armageddon, but I think the sea terrors are not. And then we have, I think, hydras in the north of the map. I think so. Yeah. They are also affected by Armageddon, so that's a good thing. But Armageddon here on this map, not of great use, because the key area is surrounded by titans only. Let's take it to Paradise Valley. Here there's also a whole bunch of titans, but there's more chests that can be found. And the titans are not that big in numbers, not as many as you have on Hermit's Isle. I think the most important chests, because the fly wears off, and I will cast Torchlight. Yeah, it's great. I think it's in the west. See, you have dragons. The dragons are affected by Armageddon, except the gold dragons. Then you have, I think those are hydras. Oops. I touched the surface. And here are the titans. I think the chests are here. Or at least the most important chest. Yeah, you see. You have a big group there. Let me show you again, if I am correct. Yes, just below me. And then you have the famous telekinesis chest. It is protected by titans, I think. Let me see. See, they are very annoying to fight against. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Wow. Okay, let's revive this character because the RNG is not with me. Who has this spell? Ah. See, this is great. +5 level. So, this to demonstrate how you get your stuff or get your stuff easy in Paradise Valley. There is one more region. that I want to highlight. It's not Town Portal. And that's Dragon Sand. And that's because, of course, here you have a whole bunch of dragons. You have the Fountain of the Gods that you want. You have 2 other fountains on those islands. And maybe you can see them. There is one. There's also, I think, 1 chest here. And then this island also has a fountain. Right there. And I think a chest with great items. Here Armageddon is of great use. The worms, the dragons, all are affected by Armageddon except the gold dragons, but there's not that many gold dragons. So that is a bit the end of the video. So use Armageddon in the best way to clear out the outside parts, even though Armageddon, it doesn't, or it says on the second last line that every creature takes damage on upon casting Armageddon, but there's quite a lot of important types of creatures that are not affected. So I hope you liked it. I hope it helps you in finding the great items in this game and pretty fast. Always appreciate your input. Thanks very much.